Hello students and the warmer welcome in this next lecture of the oscillation chapter. So students, as you know that we are revising all the time in every video the previous part of the lecture for your better understanding. So as usual we will just revise the part which we have taken, which we have learned in the previous video. So at first we have learned this reference circle method. So in this method the useful diagram which we have to use for this method you can see on your screen. Now the diagram shows that the rod is rotating along a vertical line xy plane. So students, you can see this rod which are indicated by the double lines which are closer to each other moving along the moving in the xy plane. So thus this is the rod which we have to use for this reference circle method. Now if the rod is illuminated parallel to x-axis from either side by linear source of parallel to the rod. Now students, we have to allow to fall the light over that rod from the x-axis and in a way that by linear source of parallel to the rod, means the source of light has been situated parallel to x-axis from either side by a linear source of parallel to the rod, means that illuminated source of light has been parallel to the rod. Now the shadow, or you can say just the projection of the rod, will be produced on the y-axis. So as you can say, the light is illuminated from the x-axis over the rod, so the shadow of that rod will be follow on the y-axis as shown in the diagram. So tip of that rod, the shadow of tip of the rod will follow on the y-axis, you can see, which has been indicated by the line, dotted line, which connect the tip of the real rod to the shadow of the tip of that rod. You can see here students. Thus the projection will be produced on the y-axis. The tip of this shadow can be seen by oscillating about the origin. Means suppose as the rod is rotating in anti-clockwise direction, thus you can see the illuminated light source is falling over the rod and the projection is on the y-axis. Thus as the rod will move, the projection which has fall down on the y-axis, then there will be the oscillation, or you can say the oscillating will be, the shadow will be oscillating about the y to o, means it will be oscillate about the origin, means oscillate about the o along the y-axis. Thus further you can say that the students, with the help of this arrangement, means the rod, real rod, and the projections of that rod over the y-axis, with the help of this, the circular motion of that rod and will be in proportionate to this projection of the tip of the rod over the y-axis will be same. Thus we can calculate the motion of both of them in respective of each other. So students, with this help of this arrangement, we can take the projections of displacement, velocity, etc. on any reference diameter and confirm that we get the corresponding quantities of the linear SHM. So students, we can now calculate the linear corresponding quantities of the displacement, velocity with the help of this rod and projection method. So this is the projection method that we have learned students. It is very simple and easiest. After that students, the second point we have learned is the second part we have learned is the diagram is popping on your screen, means SHM as projection of UCM. Now students, in this diagram shows the anti-clockwise uniform circular motion of the particle P, means the particle P is moving in uniform circular motion but in anti-clockwise manner with the center at the origin O, means O is the center. Its angular position are decided with the reference OX, means its angular position, means the angular position of OP, or you can say of P, will be decided with the reference OX, means O to X will be the reference point from which we will decide the position of the angular position of the point P. This means students, if the particle is at E, you can see the point E which is lying along the x-axis. Thus if the particle is along point E or at the point E, the angular position will be 0, as the theta will be exactly lying on the x-axis. So the theta will be 0 or 360. Now then the f will be when the point is at f, you can see the point is at f, then the theta will be, means the angle making with the x-axis will be the 90 degree. So if you consider in radian, then it will be pi by 2 radian. And if you consider the point G, if the particle moves at point G, then the theta will be, or the angle will be 180, that is the pi radian, and the so on. If it comes to again point E, again the P point will complete the entire revolution and it will come to the point E, then it will be, the theta will be the 360, means the 2 pi radian. Thus now let r bar be the OP, means the r bar is the position vector of OP. Now at t is equal to 0, when means t will be 0, then the particle be at p0, means the when the time t was the 0, then the particle is at p0, at the p0 point or the p0 position. Now with the reference angle phi will be the angle at which, from the x-axis, at which the point will be at the p0. Now during time t, it has the angular displacement omega t. So the omega t will be the angular displacement during the time t, and is theta is equal to omega t plus phi. As you can see, if the point will move towards the p, then there will be addition of two angles, that is omega t plus phi. So after that, students, we will choose the diameter fh along the y-axis. As you can see, the diameter is fh, you can see, which is along the y-axis. As a reference diameter, means fh will be the reference diameter, and the label on OM as projection of r bar is equal to OP, means there will be the projection of r bar, means the projection of the OP along this axis. So students, this is the equation of linear SHM of amplitude r. So the term omega can be thus understood as the angular velocity with the reference of circular motion. So this is what we have learned in the diagram. So now we will see the next diagram, student. Now students, as you can see, at time t, we get the projection or the position vector OM is equal to OP sin theta. As you can see, the position vector OM we can obtain by the OP sin theta here. Then after that, students, which will be further equal to r sin of omega t plus phi, means there will be the addition of two angles omega t plus phi, hence it will be r sin omega t plus phi. This is the equation of the linear SHM of amplitude r. Now students, like this we can take the projections of velocity also. Instantaneous velocity of the particle p in the circular motion is the tangential velocity of the magnitude r omega, as you can see in the diagram, students. So it's a projection on the reference diameter will be Vy is equal to r omega cos theta. What is it will be? You can see Vy is equal to r omega cos theta, r omega cos of omega plus phi. Now this is the expression for the velocity particle performing linear SHM. Now student, last but not the least, we will see the projection for the acceleration. So we will consider as above that the instantaneous acceleration of the particle p in the circular motion is the radial, means you can say the centripetal acceleration of the magnitude r omega square. As you can see in the diagram, it is given. Now this will be further equal to ay is equal to minus r omega square into sin theta, further which will be equal to minus r omega square sin of omega t plus phi, and finally it will be minus omega square y. So this will be the entire projection of acceleration which we make see in with the help of this diagram. So students, we will see the next part of the chapter, oscillation now. So students, next part we will see is the phase in SHM, means the phase, different types of phases are there during the particle performing SHM, and which are those phases we will see now. The phase in SHM is basically the state of oscillation, means it is one of the state of the oscillation at the definite or the particular point. In order to know the state of the oscillation in SHM, we need to know the displacement, means the position of the particular particle. We just need to verify in order to get, or in order to obtain the state or the position of the particular particle. Then the direction of the velocity and the oscillation number, means if you want to find out the phase of particular point at the particular position, then we just need to be aware of the displacement and the velocity and the oscillation number. Then we can see, then we can verify, then we can understand the phases in SHM. Now knowing only the displacement is not enough. Means not only a single displacement will not be sufficient to study or to observe the phase in SHM. Now because at a given position, here the two possible directions of velocities are there. Means there are two directions or possibilities. That's why it is not only displacement will not be able to fulfill the verification of the phase in SHM. Now and it repeats for the successive oscillations. Knowing only velocity is not enough, because there is two different positions for the same velocity, and even after this both of these repeat for a successive oscillation. So neither only displacement nor only acceleration will, nor only velocity will be sufficient to state the phase of SHM. So we have to study now. Now students, we will see that which are those different phases we have to study. We will study one by one. So student, this is the first phase at which the theta is equal to 0. At this position, it indicates that the particle is at the mean position. Means there will not be any displacement caused by the particle, thus moving to the positive. So during the beginning of the first oscillation, the phase angle will be 360, or you can say 2 pi radian, or thus there will be the, there you can say there will be the 0 degree also. Hence is the beginning of the second oscillation. The student, as you can say theta is equal to 0, that is theta will be the 360 degrees. So you can see that there is the beginning of the first oscillation, or you can say that there is a completion of one oscillation, then again there will be a beginning of the second oscillation, you can see at this phase. Now we will see the next phase. Now students, the second case is the theta will be the 180 degree, or you can say in radian the theta will be the pi radian. So it indicates that during its first oscillation, the particle is at the mean position and moving to the negative. Means the particle will be at the mean position. So as you can see, and thus it will be moving toward the negative side, or toward the negative one. Then the similar state in the second oscillation will have phase the 360 plus 180. Means if the particle is performing one oscillation and it will come back again to this phase, then there will be second oscillation will have the phase 360 plus that before that previous angle 180, that it will total will be the summation of this 360 mean the complete rotation or the complete revolution, and the 180 will be the additional phase angle of this next oscillation. So if you will say in the radian, then it will be the 2 pi plus pi radian. So on there will be the successive oscillations carried out at this phase theta is equal to 180 degree or the pi radian. So student, we will move toward the next phase. Now the next phase will be when the theta will be is exactly equal to 90 degree. Thus, so, or you can say the pi by 2 radian. Then it indicates that the particle is at the positive extreme position. Means the particle will be at the extreme positive position, as you can see in the diagram. If you see the circle, then you will get it very easily. Now the first means there will be position during the first oscillation. So this will be the position of that particle during the first oscillation. Thus for the second oscillation, it will be at that completion of one revolution. It will be 360 plus this current 90 degree. So there will be the theta is equal to 360 plus 90 degree, or if you consider in the radian, then it will be 2 pi plus pi by 2 radian. So you can say so on the process will be following. The addition of angles will be goes on 360 plus first angle, second angle, as there will be the completion of successive oscillations will be there. So this is the third phase we have learned. Now we will move toward the last phase. Now student, we will move toward the last phase, that is phase will be at which the theta will be the 270 degree. Means in radian you can say that the theta will be 3 pi by 2. It indicates that the particle is at the negative extreme positions. Means as you can say at the theta will be 90 degree, then it was positive, the particle was at the positive extreme position, and at this phase of fourth phase, then the theta will be 270 degree, then the particle will be at the negative extreme position during the first oscillation. Means and in the second oscillation the addition will be angles will be there. Means if there is the completion of one oscillation, then that angle will be 360 plus the current the angle of current oscillation, it will be 270. So the theta will be 360 plus 270 is equal to whatever the summation will be, and in radian it will be 2 pi plus 3 pi by 2. So it is the addition of angles, and this is the path that particle will follow for the successive oscillations. So students, these are the 4 phases that we have studied during the SHM. So in the SHM now, so students, now rest of the part of this oscillation chapter we will see in the next video of this series of oscillation. So thank you so much.